Going around campus, you can tell a lot about the school and what they're trying to do. I like to see growth and progress, and that's what I was seeing going around Lamar.
One of the youngest head softball coaches in Division I didn't even play the sport when she was a kid.
Over the next 3 years, we're going to be a force to be reckoned with in the Southland.
Amy Hooks was a baseball player.
And this was baseball. She started out with baseball.
Every one of the trophies were baseball.
When people said softball, I thought it was my dad carrying me out to the field on a weeknight where he was in his biker shorts and he had a white ball and he's slow pitching it in.
She didn't learn softball until her freshman year at North Mesquite, but what she learned from baseball was a toughness that surprised her college coach.
Coach Clark, my freshman year, is pulling me by the face mask, yelling at me at Texas, and then almost looking at me like, why isn't she crying? Like, what? Am I getting through to you? And you know, that was just those baseball roots.
She always had that kind of underdog mentality, I think. Says, I've got to work harder, I've got to be stronger because I am a girl and I'm going to have to show I belong.
Once she committed to softball, Amy quickly became a star.
These are some of them here.
4 years on varsity, 3 times she was first team all-district, and twice the district offensive player of the year. Amy Hooks was one of a kind.
The thing that I remember the most about her, she can throw the ball. When she came from baseball to softball, I don't think I've ever seen an arm like that.
Her arm was so strong that we would intentionally have our catcher overthrow second. And I don't know how many players we threw out at third.
At Texas, Amy was a catcher.
The throw home is going to be on time.
A position she hadn't played since she was a baseball player. In 2011, she was named the program's first ever Big 12 Player of the Year, and she graduated as the program's all-time leader in home runs.
Hooks does it again.
The calmness and the confidence that she presented, she's the athlete you wanted to see at the plate, you know, games on the line, bases loaded, you know, 2 outs, that kind of thing.
And this was final at bat, her senior year.
Amy played pro softball for a couple of summers and spent 6 years as an assistant coach at Northwestern State.
The top 3 are from Northwestern State when I was an assistant coach, and the first one is from Texas as a player.
In 2018, Lamar University hired her to be their head softball coach when she was only 29 years old.
I have the 2 empties that I did that on purpose. I left 2 on purpose because I know you're going to win it, and we're going to do what we need to do that.
But for everything she's done as an athlete and a coach, it's who she is as a person that's most impressive.
You know, there'd be girls out there wanting their picture taken or autograph, and she would stay till the last girl was gone.
So we'll start right here with Miss Abigail. She was our honorary cardinal.
I'll never forget how Amy Hooks influenced my life. I first met her when I was 12 at a UT softball camp. I was wearing umpire equipment for catching gear because nothing fit. I was a lot smaller than all the other campers, and they were kind of picking on me. I don't think I even had a catcher's mitt. And she pulled me over at some point and said, you know, you can play any position out here, especially catcher. You don't have to be the biggest player, you just have to play big. And 6 years later, I wrote her an email to thank her.
Thank you, Amy Hooks, for being a silent hero in the eyes of a 12-year-old girl who grew up and never forgot it.
I went on to be a Division I catcher myself at the University of the Incarnate Word, something I never would have done if it weren't for Amy.
You know, I sent it to my parents and they're all proud and tearing up and everything. And I told them, I said, this is how I know that coaching is where I need to be.